Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my February wrap-up and March TBR. So I had a really good reading month for February. I read a total of 8 books. And that was, I think on Storygraph it said that I read 2,603 pages, and I had an average rating of 4.06 stars. So I had a really good reading month for me. 8 books in 1 month, pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the books that I read in the month of February. So the first book that I read in the month of February, well, let me start by saying that the first 3 books on my wrap-up were part of a secret TBR video, which is already up on my channel, which is the I read books that match Emily in Paris outfits, and that book has been up, that video has been up on my channel for like 2 weeks or so now. So if you want to go watch that, it'll be linked up in the cards or on the description in the box below. But yeah, the first book that I read for that video was Bunny by Mona Awad, and I gave that 2 stars, I think it's what I gave it. But like now thinking back on it, I think I would like make it the rating lower to like 1 star. I didn't really enjoy it. I thought it was very like disorienting. I didn't really know what was happening half of the time. So it wasn't a very enjoyable reading experience for me. It was just not my type of book. But if you want to hear more of my thoughts on the first 3 books in this wrap-up, you can go watch my Emily in Paris video that is already up on my channel. The second book that I read was The Inheritance Games, and again, I read this for the Emily in Paris video, and I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really loved this book. From the start, I said that this book was like a Knives Out / Truly Devious type of book. Really enjoyed it. The only reason why I didn't get 5 stars from me was because some of the twists during the book were a bit underwhelming, but I've been recommending this book to everyone. Again, if you want to hear more of my thoughts on this book, you can go check out my Emily in Paris video. But a quick premise, this book is kind of like a Cinderella type of story about this girl who she's just living her life. She doesn't have a lot of money, and she lives with her sister, and one day out of nowhere she gets like a letter saying that she's inheriting like $1 billion fortune, and she has to go like find out what this is about. So it has like some adventure, like a heist type of thing, I would say, mystery. It's really fun. I really love this book. The next book that I read, also read this for the Emily in Paris video, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Really like this book. I would say this book is more character driven than plot driven, so if you're more of a plot driven type of person, I don't think this book is for you. But this book has to deal a lot with like found family. There's magic in this book. Basically the premise of this book is sort of like a caseworker going to this orphanage with kids that possess magic, and he kind of has to go and see the conditions of the place and see if it's a good environment for the kids, and he just kind of gets to know the kids, and it's a really cute, fun love story, and I really like this, so I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Once again, if you want to hear more of my thoughts, like right when I read it, Emily in Paris video will be linked below. So the next 4 books that I read were also part of a secret TBR, which is already up on my channel, and these 4 books were for my video, reading like my zodiac sign, or reading like a Libra, I think it was called. My zodiac sign chooses my TBR, I think it's what I titled it. But the next 4 books are part of that video, so again, if you want to hear more in-depth thoughts and not just a star rating, you can go watch that video. The first book that I read for this I got from the library, so I no longer have it with me, but that book was Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I actually give Coraline a 3 star, but I now would probably lower it to like a 2.5 star. But yeah, a lot of people know what Coraline's about. It's kind of this children's book. It's a little creepy. It's about this very young girl who has just moved to a new apartment, and she finds like the secret door that leads her to like an alternative reality type of thing. So I gave it a 3-star. It was just very predictable for me. If you've already seen the movie, I wouldn't really recommend reading the book because you're not gonna get a lot else out of it. So those were my thoughts on Coraline. The next book that I read for the Libra video, it was also from the library, so I don't have it with me, and it was Queenie by Candace Carty Williams. I gave that book 4.5 out of 5 stars. And that book was about this black woman who is, it's just a lot about like the struggles of black women in our society, just not like being listened to, overlooked, and it also has to deal a lot with trauma that our main character has gone through her life and how she copes with it. I think the book had a lot of humor in it, but it's kind of sad and funny because it's sad because that's kind of like her coping mechanism, humor. But it's really funny though, the book anyway. Yeah, I really enjoyed Queenie, so I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The next book, once again, for the Libra video, and I also got it from the library, so I no longer have it with me. But I really loved it, so I do want to get a copy of my own, and that was City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. I actually didn't know that Elizabeth Gilbert wrote Eat, Pray, Love when I was reading at the time, and then I think somebody mentioned it to me over like on a live reading sprint or something, so I thought that was interesting. But City of Girls, I get 5 out of 5 stars. I adored this book. I've compared it to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, so City of Girls is pretty much a historical fiction novel, and it's set in the 1940s, and it's about this old woman kind of writing a letter to someone that it's not disclosed at the beginning of the novel, and she's writing a letter to her, kind of telling her about her life and her teenage years in the 1940s when she lived in New York City, and she was introduced to the showgirls. So yeah, my camera caught me off, but I did give City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid, and I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. It was okay for me. I did think that it tackled a lot of really important topics. I just think the storyline wasn't very gripping for me. So pretty much the premise of this novel is about this young black woman who is a nanny for this white little girl, and one night she takes her to the grocery store, and at the grocery store like the police officer there, they're not police officers, they're like security people, thinks that she kidnapped the little girl, and then things go from there. And I had it. I don't know why I didn't put it up on the screen, but for Such a Fun Age, I gave 4 out of 5 stars. The last book that I read during the month of February, I actually finished it last morning. I finished it at 3:30 a.m. February 27th, if you're curious. I picked this up for the 24-hour readathon that Mel Reads, Christine, Jaleesa, and Kristen were hosting. The last video on my channel is my 24-hour readathon vlog, so if you're interested in that, it will be linked on the cards or in the description box below. But I gave this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. I did say on the video that if you want something super fast-paced and if you're participating in a 24-hour readathon, this is like the best book you could ever pick up for that type of readathon. But this book is set in the time frame of 24 hours, and it's about this woman who is driving to see her mother because she is in the hospital, and there's a snowstorm, so she gets stuck at like one of those highway rest stops, and while she's outside like trying to get a signal to try to contact somebody, she sees that one of the cars of the other people that are stuck there, she sees a little girl in like a dog crate. I think that's what those are called. Basically, someone kidnapped a little girl and they have the little girl in the car. So those were all the books that I read in February. I'm gonna go really quickly through the books that I'm reading for the month of March, because a portion of those books are part of a secret TBR that is going to be going up on my channel later on. So I don't want to give too much away about those in that video. So the first book that I'm reading is part of that secret TBR, and that is Girls of Paper and Fire. I will be talking about what this book's about in that secret TBR video, so if you haven't heard of it, you can just check out my next video for more information on this video and my thoughts on it. After I'm done with Girls of Paper and Fire, I am going to be picking up Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I am doing a buddy read with my friend Sean and Kat and Cammie. We're reading this in the month of March in preparation of the TV show Shadow and Bone. This is not part of my secret TBR. After that, the next 4 books are part of that secret TBR, and if you can guess what the secret TBR is, I would be very surprised, but I don't think that anyone will figure it out. I'm planning on reading Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Sorry about these library copies and their plastic shininess. I'm going to be reading this for my secret TBR video. Again, if you want to hear more about what this book's about and all of that, my next video should have all of that information. And yeah, this is a fantasy novel, and I also don't really know much about it, so I guess this is perfect. Also, for the secret TBR video, I'm planning on reading American Royals by Catherine McGee. This one is kind of like an alternative reality, as if if the United States had a royal family. The next one is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and this one is a romance novel pretty much about this girl who has her career somewhere else after college, and then she decides to return back to her hometown. She is engaged, I believe, and then when she returns to her hometown, she I guess she sees or something one of her exes, and some stuff starts happening from there. I believe she will probably have feelings again for her ex or something. I don't know. And the last book in that secret TBR video is Dry by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. This one is a dystopian novel, and it's about a drought in the United States, kind of I don't know if it's a pandemic or if it's just that the United States no longer has water. But I've heard a lot of people get really thirsty while reading this book, so. Okay, so sorry about the really quick March TBR. I just I don't know a lot about some of these books, and then I don't want to give too much away for my secret TBR video, so yeah. Hi friends, so I was actually editing my wrap-up / TBR for February/March, and then I saw that the Roomies Digest came out with a new video, which was the announcement for the Pixie Hollow Readathon / Tinkerbell Readathon. So obviously whenever one of my friends is doing a readathon, I try to join, so obviously I'm joining. So I tried to make sure that all of the prompts, I'm gonna explain this really badly, but just go watch the Roomies announcement video. I'm gonna link it below. There's 7 more hosts, but I'm just gonna link their video below, and from there you can find everyone else's accounts and all of that. But I chose a path. So there's 4 different paths that you can take, and I chose mine. So these are my specific prompts, but that doesn't mean these are the only prompts. There's many more prompts that you could join in, so just go watch the video and they explain a lot better than I will. But my prompts, I already forgot the name of my path. I'll put it on the screen somewhere, but yes, the first prompt is a book with romance, so I chose It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. A book with the winter setting, I chose Six of Crows because I believe it's a winter setting, but I'm not even sure. So let me know if you know if it's a winter setting. A book that features water, hello, Dry. A book with magical elements, Sorcery of Thorns. A book with trials or competition. So none of the books in my March TBR have that I know of a trial slash competition, so I'm just gonna be skipping that prompt. And I also, there's one more prompt that I'm gonna be skipping because I don't think any of these books have that, and it's a book that has like an animal character sidekick, and none of these have that, so I'll be skipping that prompt as well. I tried, like, there's like 4 paths, and I tried all of them to see which one I'd be able to get the most prompts done, and this was the right one for me. All the other ones were like even more prompts that I would be skipping. So from this path, I'll be skipping 2 of the prompts, and those I already mentioned. The next prompt is a 5-star prediction, which Six of Crows, I hope to God this is a 5-star because I'm gonna be really disappointed if it's not. And a book featuring friendship is the last one for me, and I think that Six of Crows has a lot of friendships. I know there's like a big cast of characters, and I imagine that they're friends, but I haven't read it, so I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but let me know if Six of Crows has a winter setting and if it features friendship, because I'd like to know if this was the right pick for those prompts. But yeah, that's my little TBR clip for the Tinkerbell Readathon. I wanted to make sure that this was in this because I don't want to make a whole other video, because all of these videos, I mean all of these books you've already seen in this video that's going to be going up. I hope that makes sense. So in the month of March, I am planning to read, I guess, 6 books, which if I have a really good reading month the way that I did February, I should be able to finish all of these. I'm already halfway through Girls of Paper and Fire because I started it during the 24-hour readathon. So those were all the books that I read in February and the books that I'm planning on reading in March. Let me know what is the first book that you're picking up in the month of March. I'd be interested to know. And if you want to take a gander and try to guess my secret TBR in the comments below, please do. I would love to read those comments. I don't think anyone will get it because it's super like specific, but yeah. Alright, again, those were all the books. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. I don't know what, I think my next video should be the secret TBR video, so I'll see you guys then. Bye!